Hey guys, in this video I want to cover the power of your imagination to manifest your dreams, to achieve your goals, and to live a richer and happier life. In my opinion, our imagination is the most misused mental faculty that we have. Why do I say that? Because most people in their imagination, they can only imagine the worst. Like they can only imagine what's not working or what they already have, or they can only imagine struggling, almost like on autopilot. Everything they create in their imagination is more of the same, or expecting the worst, or worrying about something that's going to happen, or how it's going to happen, or where is the money going to come from. And we create those stories, those movies in our mind that makes us feel a certain way. So they affect our vibrational state, our energy, right? And how we feel is how we act, and how we act is the results we get, right? Because when we get in that vibrational state, we become a match to different energy, to different things, to different ideas. And so in order to change our life, in order to change anything, we must first change our energy, or become the match to the energy that we want. So let's say you want to, I don't know, you want to change a habit, or you want to get some money, a better job, whatever it is you desire, right? You have some form of result that you want. So the first step would be to be actually very clear about, what do I want? Yeah? Because if you don't know what you want, this is where you're going to end up doing a lot of trivial things. Just automatic trivial things. But when you know what you want, when you set a goal, and that's why we set goals, because we set directions, we have desires, because it moves us forward in life. And when we have that clarity in knowing where we want to go, now we can attune our energy, our mindset, our thoughts, and our imagination in that particular direction. So the power of your imagination is so unbelievable, and whether you call it imagination or mental rehearsal or imagination or visualization, whatever the words you use, you hear a lot of successful people and athletes talk about the power of visualizing, or the power of mentally rehearsing before the game, right? And there's a reason why they do it. There's a reason. And if you never wondered about why is it that so many successful people keep talking about visualization or imagining, it's because it works. It's like the theater of our mind, what we create in our imagination, what we believe, what we give our energy in our mind, after a certain period of time, starts to manifest in our physical reality. Because as we think, as we imagine, so we become. But probably one of the hardest things we need to do is to consciously discipline what's happening in our mind. Consciously discipline where our focus goes and what we create in the theater of our imagination. Because if we don't pay attention to it, we're going to create the same form of result over and over and over again, that are triggered by our imagination, by the way we think habitually. So I want to tell you, before we go into the practical, I want to actually share some science that's been done about the power of mental rehearsal, right? And this is amazing, because when science starts to validate those teachings, it shows you just how powerful it is. And it's undeniable today. They took 3 groups of 12 individuals, okay? And they decided to check how visualization, mental rehearsal, how our imagination affects our body, okay? So the first group of 12 individuals was to play the piano physically with their hands. So they had to play the piano for, I think, 10 minutes, 5 days, 10 minutes a day for 5 days. They had to physically play the piano, all right? The second group of 12 individuals, they had to mentally imagine playing the piano 10 minutes a day for 5 days. And the third group was to do nothing. In that time of 10 minutes for 5 days, they had to do nothing about the piano. Now what they did is that they had like some captors and sensors to notice muscle growth and which muscle are growing and being used and stimulated when you use the piano, right? Because once you use the key and the keyboard with the fingers, you're building some form of muscle. So they had all those things and EEG on the brain, and they were looking at what's happening inside the body when the person is physically doing it and when they imagine it. And as you can see on the photo in the video, obviously the first group, there is a clear growth in terms of physical stimulation in the fingers and muscle growth, right? But what you might find surprising is that in the second group, the one who only mentally visualized it, also had almost equivalent muscle stimulation, even though they never used their fingers to play the piano. Now, if you pay attention to this, and this is phenomenal, it means that your body can hear everything your mind says. Your body can hear everything that you play in your mind, and it will physically respond to it. And in medicine, there is a concept of placebo and nocebo that is always researched and that is proven so many times, right? You can give somebody a fake pill, and they will take it believing that it's actually it's a real pill and it's really going to help them. And now automatically their body is adapting and reacting as if they're taking some medicine. So it's the same thing. So how can you use this? How can you use this to manifest what you want and to achieve your goals? Well, first, as I said, first thing you need to know what you want, right? But the second thing is then to create in your imagination the movie of your wish fulfilled. So you don't want to see it from I'm doing it, or I'm struggling to do it, or I'm looking for the answers, or you don't want to create that form of picture. You want to go to the end where it's already happened. It's yours. So for example, if you wanna get a new phone, maybe you're unpacking the box and you're turning it on and you're setting it up. Okay? If you want to be in a relationship, maybe you're walking the street and you're holding your partner's hand and you can feel the hands in your hands, right? Or maybe you can check your bank account and you see the money in your bank account, exactly the number that you want to see. Or maybe you're looking at your sales figures and you're like, wow, you reached or even exceeded what you wanted. So you need to really go at the end, because here's what happens when you go at the end and you're in your visualization and you're feeling it. You start to feel it because your mind doesn't know the difference between reality and imagination. This is so powerful. Your mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. So whatever you imagine in your mind and you put your energy there, after a certain amount of time, you're going to start to feel it. Whether it's good or whether it's negative, it's irrelevant. If you start to picture having a close one, maybe in an accident or something like that, you're going to start to feel the stress, the tension, the anxiety, or the fear arise. Even though right now nothing is happening, right? But if you picture something very good happening to you and manifesting your goals or whatever, you start to feel happy, you start to feel grateful, you start to feel some form of excitement. So basically there is that energy, that vibrational match that is being created, that is the match of your desire being fulfilled. So what does that mean? That means that when you're in that state, that is the state that will help you manifest your goal. So when you stay in that energy, you are being a cause to an effect. So we know that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So by you being in that state, by you visualizing, by you creating, because that's what you're doing, you're creating in that state. By you creating, you're creating an action that invites an opposite and equal reaction, which is to bring that good to you. Now, I want to make something very clear, right? This doesn't mean that the phone or the girlfriend or your sales are going to drop or knock, somebody's going to knock on the head and, they deliver it like an Amazon parcel, right? You're still going to need to take some action. You're still going to need to do something. You're still going to need to follow and take inspired actions. Maybe you'll get an idea. Maybe you'll feel intuitively like, oh, I want to go and bring that coffee, or maybe I should call that person, or maybe I should create a YouTube channel, or maybe. So what's going to happen is when you stay in that state and when you engage and you do that repeatedly day after day, and when you condition your mind to live from the state, and you believe in it, because we live what we believe. So the more you believe into what you imagine, the stronger the conviction in your energy, the more you become in that person. And the faster you're going to get what you want. Because you don't get what you want, you get what you are. And what you are is your vibrational energy, what energy you're carrying into the world on a daily basis, on a moment-to-moment basis. So when you can live from that state in your imagination, when you start to create those things, that's when things start to happen. All right? But you also need, in reverse, to go on a mental diet and notice all the shit that you keep creating. When you're triggered and you create stories and you create movies and you create arguments in your mind, you need to stop those, because those are not in alignment with what you want. They are different energy. They're not good or bad. It is what it is, right? But you need to choose, what do I want? Is this what I want? And if it's not, then you need to tune out. I need to stop. I need to start imagining something else. Okay? So guys, this is a very powerful concept that will only start to make sense when you experience it. So here's my invitation from you. Take 10 minutes a day, every day, to focus on one thing you want to manifest, one goal you want to bring to life, one thing you want to create. And sit in a comfortable, relaxed space. Close your eyes, be undisturbed for 10 minutes, relax. And then start to imagine that you already achieved that which you want. It is yours, it is done, and start to feel it. Feel it real now. And after 10 minutes of living from the end, just surrender it. And continue to live in that energy for the rest of the day as much as you can. Just remember that feeling. Because the more time you spend in that energy, the more you're vibrating out, the more you're inviting in an equivalent energy. And then notice what starts to happen, synchronicities, ideas finding you, and then act on those. Because you still need to act on those. If you want to create a successful YouTube channel, you still need to make videos. Yeah, if you want to write a book, you still need to, if you want a bestseller book, you still need to write the book. It's not going to be written for you. Unless you find somebody who's going to write the book for you. So there's many ways, but you're still going to need to be participating. And that's where the fun in life is in the participation, in the action, in doing, getting excited after what you want. So don't be afraid to take action. But instead, don't force it, let it happen. Let it happen. So go guys, and use your imagination to create whatever you desire. If you like this video, guys, please subscribe and share, and please let me know in the comments what you think. If you like more of this kind of videos, let me know, and I'll see you in my next video, guys. Be well.